Alice and Elizabeth run into each other at the grocery store. The store is bustling with shoppers navigating the aisles, pushing their carts, and picking out produce. Alice, in her mid-30s with a warm smile and casual attire, is scanning the vegetable section. Elizabeth, her old college friend, is just coming down the same aisle with a cart full of groceries. Their eyes meet and they recognize each other immediately.
Eyes lighting up, Elizabeth? Is that really you?
Grinning widely, Alice. Oh my goodness, it's been ages. How are you?
Hugging Elizabeth. I'm good. I didn't expect to see you here. It's been forever. How's life treating you?
Returning the hug, it really has been a long time. I'm doing well, just the usual busy routine. How about you?
Adjusting her cart. Oh, same old. Work, home, and trying to keep up with everything. It's been a bit hectic, but nothing I can't handle. What brings you to this side of town?
Laughing, well, I moved to this neighborhood a few months ago. Figured it was time for a change of scenery. And I've been getting used to this new grocery store. How about you? Still living in the same place?
Nodding. Yep, still in the same apartment. I love it there, even if it means a bit of a drive to get to this store. I've been coming here for the past few years. What do you think of it?
Looking around, it's actually not bad. I've been exploring different stores around here. This one has a decent selection, but I'm still trying to figure out where they hide the best deals.
Laughing. Oh, I know what you mean. I've become a bit of an expert at finding the hidden gems in this store. They've got some good discounts if you know where to look.
Raising an eyebrow, really? You'll have to give me your tips. I've been struggling to get the best out of my grocery budget lately.
Smiling, sure. Let's start with the produce section. I always find the best deals here if you come early in the morning or just before closing. They often have marked down items that are still perfectly good.
Nodding, that's good to know. I usually come here in the afternoon, so I guess I've missed out on those.
Grabbing some tomatoes. Yeah, mornings are definitely the best. Also, don't overlook the clearance section. Sometimes they have great stuff that's just nearing its sell-by date but still perfectly fine.
Picking up a bag of apples, I'll keep that in mind. It's always a balancing act, trying to stretch the grocery budget. Especially with prices going up lately.
Sympathetically, tell me about it. I've had to adjust my shopping habits a lot. I've been buying more in bulk and freezing things to save money.
Enthusiastically, that's a great idea. I've been trying to find ways to do that too. Do you have any tips on freezing stuff effectively?
Nodding, definitely. For meat, I portion it out into meal-sized servings before freezing. It helps with both portion control and defrosting. For veggies, blanch them briefly before freezing to preserve their texture and color.
Impressed, those are really helpful tips. I'll have to start doing that. I've mostly just been freezing leftovers, but I think I could be more organized about it.
Smiling, it makes a big difference. And if you ever need any recipes or meal ideas, I've got a ton. I've been experimenting a lot in the kitchen lately.
Curious, oh, that sounds interesting. What kind of recipes have you been trying out?
Excitedly. Well, I've been into meal prep lately. Lots of soups, stews, and casseroles. They're great for making a big batch and then freezing portions for later. Plus, they're usually pretty healthy.
Nodding, that's fantastic. I've been meaning to try meal prepping myself. I always seem to run out of time during the week.
Enthusiastically. It's a game changer. And if you're into it, I can recommend some great cookbooks or websites. I've found some fantastic recipes that make meal prep so much easier.
Smiling, I'd love that. I'm always on the lookout for new recipe ideas. It gets a bit repetitive otherwise.
Laughing. I know what you mean. I've been trying to mix things up with different cuisines too. A little variety keeps it interesting.
Excited, that's a great idea. I've been trying to expand my cooking repertoire as well. What's the latest cuisine you've experimented with?
Thinking recently I tried making some homemade Thai dishes. It was a bit of a challenge but really fun. The flavors are so vibrant and different from what I usually cook.
Impressed, Thai food sounds amazing. I've always wanted to try making my own curry. Do you have any tips for that?
Nodding. Absolutely. Start with a good curry paste and don't skimp on the fresh ingredients. Fresh herbs and spices really make a difference. And don't be afraid to adjust the seasoning to your taste.
Enthusiastically, I'll definitely keep that in mind. I've heard that the key to great curry is in the balance of flavors.
Smiling exactly. And if you're up for it, I've been thinking of hosting a little cooking party sometime. Maybe we could get together and try out some new recipes?
Excited, that sounds fantastic. I'd love to join. It would be great to catch up and try cooking together.
Grinning awesome. I'll get in touch and we can plan something. I'm sure we'll have a blast.
Looking at her cart, it's a deal. Oh, speaking of which, I should probably finish up my shopping. What's on your list?
Glancing at her cart, just picking up some basics. Bread, milk, eggs, the usual. And I'm always on the lookout for good deals on snacks.
Laughing, I hear you. I've been trying to limit my snack purchases, but it's so hard with all the tempting options.
Nodding, I know the feeling. I've been trying to stick to healthier snacks lately. Nuts, yogurt, and fruit. It's not always easy, but it helps me stay on track.
Smiling, that sounds like a good plan. I've been trying to make healthier choices too, but it's a bit of a struggle. Especially with the stress of work.
Sympathetically, I completely understand. Sometimes you just need a little indulgence to get through the week. It's all about balance, right?
Nodding, definitely. I've been trying to remind myself that it's okay to treat myself occasionally. It helps keep the motivation going.
Smiling exactly. And hey, if you're ever up for a baking session, I've got some great healthy dessert recipes too. I've been experimenting with a lot of those lately.
Curious, healthy desserts? Now that sounds interesting. I'd love to hear more about that.
Enthusiastically. Oh, they're great. I've made things like avocado chocolate mousse and chia seed pudding. They're surprisingly delicious and a lot better for you than traditional desserts.
Impressed. Wow, avocado chocolate mousse sounds intriguing. I wouldn't have thought of using avocado in a dessert.
Nodding. It's actually really good. The avocado gives it a creamy texture, and with the right amount of cocoa and sweetener, you'd never guess it's a healthy alternative.
Laughing, I'll have to try that. I'm always looking for ways to satisfy my sweet tooth without going overboard on sugar.
Smiling. I'll send you the recipe. It's super easy to make and perfect for a quick, guilt-free treat.
Looking at her watch, speaking of quick, I should probably get going. I still have a few more things to pick up before heading home.
Nodding, me too. It was really great catching up with you, Elizabeth. Let's definitely plan that cooking party.
Smiling, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll definitely keep an eye out for those recipes you mentioned.
Waving, perfect. I'll send you all the details. Have a great rest of your shopping, and let's not let so much time pass before we catch up again.
Waving back, agreed. Take care, Alice. See you soon.
Alice and Elizabeth part ways, each heading down different aisles of the grocery store. The encounter has rekindled their friendship, and both women leave with a sense of excitement about their upcoming plans and the promise of new recipes to try.